Good morning and good day, all. That's weird. It said 10 seconds and went back down to 5 for a moment. Oh well. Um, just, I guess, got a little ahead of itself or something. I don't know. Anywho, I hope everybody's doing well today. Um, you know, often hanging around those these days, but I have some errands to go out and do in a bit, probably. I know I talk about the weather sometimes, but when you don't drive, it's a factor. Like it's supposed to be fairly seasonally warm, and it is sunny out, but that wind is making it not seem so enjoyable out there. So I mean, we managed to enjoy it out with the dog earlier, and hopefully we'll manage to get our things done easily enough. But I know that maybe I kind of talk about this topic sometimes on here, but I wanted to kind of just maybe take it from a different approach or perspective. And also too, um, the I'll wait to say that till somebody tunes in. Uh, just a moment. Itchy nose. The it's all about reading, right? the um, initial plan today was actually to try doing something which, again, elements of it, but maybe not so much in a meditative way. I have done before. Um, because there's a few things I'm looking forward to today, and it's every day. And I woke up this morning, and I wasn't thinking of any loved ones in particular necessarily, but I just got the idea of maybe doing a heavenly meditation. But I didn't really want to associate that. I mean, it's amazing because how my dad passed away that I don't associate sleep with anyway. But that's good because it means that I get my needed sleep. Um, but I might also make this a post, a non-video post too, to get opinions. In fact, I might even do it now. Um, as much as I think, though, that a lot of people would say that background music, even if it's gentle music, is distracting in meditation. I mean, of course, a lot of people feel they can't even do meditation, but then I think if you find the right guided meditations, and sometimes with practice, that kind of thing, you likely can. You likely can. Um, but so I'm just thinking about something later for later. But yeah, so I think some people probably, I don't know. It's kind of one of those things, and it might be kind of an even along. I mean, I might not, I may or may not get a lot of response from it, but we can't judge by numbers on here. We're going to decide if something that we are enjoying and that we feel is worthwhile, and getting something helpful and important from, but videos. But as far as like if I made a post, regardless of how many people I heard from, I do kind of think that some people would say neutral, some people would say yes, it helps me settle into it, helps me feel more relaxed, and some people would say no, it's distracting. You know, and I don't know. I don't know if it depends on what device I do this on, but I know that you can. Whoops, I should not have done that. Maybe. Um, I don't know why one would want to pop up the chat. I don't think it's here where we can select the. Let me just take a look. I usually don't think to do this kind of thing, but I'm just curious. and I am hearing the radio, so I think I'm gonna have to turn it off because YouTube won't like it. Which is weird, all musicians want is, I mean, not necessarily all content creators, but um, they just want this diversity of content. I don't think I want to read that section, to be honest. I'm curious your thoughts also about chaptering. Um, yeah. So anywho, okay, now it wants to do it when I don't need it to. Anywho, okay. So yeah. However, with that question about the music and meditation, you're welcome to answer it in the comments for sure. It's really only been 6 minutes. Wow. Um, so that was kind of one that I kind of experienced today. It's only just after 10 here, and I haven't went out and done my stuff yet today. But except for being out with the dog, like I say, and playing playing well with some fetch. But um, and the computer is mostly being a bit better side things, a bit more cooperative. Um, just want to check something here. Um, so it looks like we actually do have somebody there when I come back to this tab, and there's a comment as well. True conversation, possibly meaning to mean true comma conversation, but I'm not meaning to be a grammar. I'm not meaning to pick at grammar. Never forced but invited. I think I actually did forget to say that, but I do sometimes, and this person does that. Always lovely with you. Thanks for posting. Oh well, thank you. I do what I can. Like I try to post enjoyable things to talk about, and this is like there. Um, yeah, good content, a variety too. But well, I want to make sure I try and put a couple more things into this, and then if others tune in and want to say anything they can. I mean, I think that person may have been here for almost all the. I mean, it's not a long time, but things come up and people's attention span sometimes this and that. But I think they may have been here for about the 8 minutes that I was rolling. It doesn't look like you are now, but I want to make sure that I am putting a bit more into this for anybody who sees this afterwards. Um, you know, because as great as it is to have the online community to chat with and hearing from in real time, um, it if that isn't as present, whether it's because the video is shorter, like I say, there's just so much on YouTube, and I don't know. Sometimes the algorithms help more than other times. The other day I did one, and I think some of the time I was doing music, but true enough, I started doing music, and some may find it early, but some of them stayed for a little bit, but they didn't really have to say anything. But um, that's really good numbers in the one yesterday, um, while rolling. And then, I was actually this close to wrapping up when three of my friends that I'm familiar with here in YouTube land uh, tuned in, so that was nice. It's like an hour in, but so that was nice. Which is why then I wrote for another hour. Live chat didn't display afterwards for some reason. I'm not deleting the comments, but um, anywho, um, but yeah. So what I'm gonna do is here's what I'm gonna do just to kind of because I do have to do some other things in a bit. Uh, you know, I have more time during the week, which I know some people might, think, oh, I have more time on the weekend to relax and do things. Some people are very busy anyway, but no, I'll have more time during the week for the most part. But so I might do a part two of this. I'm not sure, but for this, basically, what I'm thinking of doing is saying one more that I can think of. I'm going to try and think of one that maybe pops up often for me or that was recent. Because the truth of the matter is although I can be a life coach and sit here and give advice and support and suggestions and all that stuff, and yeah, those are pretty similar, but there might be slight differences within those. But I am also still human, and so I, you know, sometimes struggle just as anyone else would. Um, and I can also think back to like I'm trying to. That's another approach I could take, or that any of us could take in the conversation. Is there a certain habit response or a certain? I'm not saying that you're always wrong either, or that things aren't hard sometimes. But is there a certain one that that you're better with now? Is there a certain one that happens often, or one that's happened recently? Um, so I'm gonna just see out of those. Um, Interestingly, no, I don't think I can think of that many recently. Doesn't mean there hasn't been any, but I can't think of any. As far as often, I don't know. One's about kind of like, like I'm ambivalent. Myself. I mean, part of me wants, is still very much happy to be living here on Earth, and the other part of me is ready for heaven. Welcome, and and I've been like that for a long time, I would say, but it's kind of like I think that one, it does have a certain level of um, uncomfortability in it, uncertainty, which often, brings up, the uncomfortability kind of feelings, right? Um, Chapstick if you're curious, chapstick or not. But but yeah, and I've lost a lot of loved ones in heaven and occasionally otherwise. So it's kind of like, that one is very, very much one I think about. Um, huh. Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. For me, I'm finding it is a hard question to answer. I think maybe I have done. Again, I'm not uh, perfect. I am human, but and nobody that nobody in a thing should feel like they're perfect. Um, but some people are kind of close to it. I would say. Some things are, but I think that I've actually been doing mostly good. So I don't know. I think what I'm going to do is then try to, maybe I'll do two in this way. Uh, Try to think of what kind of things other people might be struggling with, um, kind of on this topic. Um, and you may or may not be, but I will say though that I would say around all of it, point of view is very important, and realizing that it's okay to have more than one point of view or to change our point of view. You know, um, and I think sometimes that's really what's the best thing to do is, when you're struggling in these ways, um, is to kind of look at it from a different perspective, right? Um, it's not that I don't pay attention to, or I'm somewhat surprised that I'm struggling to think of examples that other people may have. Maybe I just am, too much thinking about my plans for today and feeling a little bit uh, on the slow side this morning too, perhaps. Uh, no, like clients, but I was kind of really hoping that there'd be a bit of a chat. But the one person that was here, I guess, couldn't stay as long as they probably would have liked to because I'm familiar with them. And then the other one, or then I don't know if there's been anybody else here yet. Um, I'm going to sit for a few minutes here and just see if I can think of anything. I might have to do another try at this later though. Um, I mean, at the basis of a lot of this stuff, a lot of the stuff that this topic could cover is stress, and of course, the often worry. Is part of that, um, and uncertainty, maybe anxiety. Uh, Most likely, if you're feeling those things, um, and again, I think the biggest strategy that I can suggest is, yeah, your initial feelings and thoughts are valid, but is there another way to see what you're thinking about, what you're experiencing? Is there, um, is there a way to look at things that feel more comfortable? Way to look at, you know, interactions, certain individuals, situations and stuff like that that do feel more comfortable. Um, so I'd be curious to hear if anybody can, you know, take something that take things that are, something or some things that are coming up for you when you watch this and do that, and then let me know how it goes for you. I'd be curious. Um, I think that it sounds like a very easy and good suggestion. And, okay, now I'm gonna wait and see if that thing at the top goes. Perfect. Okay, so there was a bit of a lagging there for a few moments there, minute or two. Um, yeah, so um, you know, curious what kind of thoughts come up for you. What kind of um, yeah, I mean that's a very vast way to put it. Come up for you when you see, I kind of I kind of was about to word it that way because it looked like there was somebody here for a moment. Um, but I don't know if the quality is just a little slow right now or what. But I do want to make sure that I'm keeping my energy. Damn wind. um, which you know, even if it's not super healthy, hopefully eating a bit and having a bit more caffeine will help. Um, so I think I will take a moment though to just give a little um, because I'm struggling at the moment. I'm struggling with this kind of topic a bit more than I thought I would. But again, a part of it is, I was kind of hoping for some conversation that might kind of put more meat into this. But so yes, I'm curious what kind of the concept of this video, the topic in the title makes you think of. But as I mentioned initially when I started it, I was going to try a kind of unique meditation that I haven't even planned out completely yet. Um, and I'd rather have this open available because then I can kind of follow the outline that's sent me. Um, I could do it here, but this is the time I'm doing this in, and I don't really want to toggle. If this is your first time seeing this channel, it's not. I would say that it's okay, this video, and that there's something worthwhile in it. But I would also say it might not be considered my best video. And um, I don't know if I could say which one is, but I mean, great conversation, even if it's just two or three people, some likes, is, substance, quality over quantity sometimes, if you've already clicked in, you've clicked in, that's fine. Hopefully you feel you're meant to be here. And like I say, we might have a nice conversation and you get something good from this. But I know I'm not the only one, but I might be one of very few YouTubers who really doesn't care about view counts as much as I do about the community connections and the what I'm putting out there, the content, you know, and how it's reaching people. It's true that when it says views, that does not, even if somebody doesn't like or comment, that does not mean that it hasn't been, you know, helpful and something good for them. But I don't know it unless you tell me. So I'm going to take a moment now to kind of do a very brief uh, heavenly meditation. No music in the background yet because I'm not. I could, but again, that's also part of the thing is I associate that with sleeping, and I don't. It feels weird to be hearing it otherwise, even if I'm doing something in a relaxed kind of mode. Fortunate that the meditator isn't here still, but um, yeah, because I think I've done my best with that other topic for right now. Um, and this might just be a preview. I'll maybe try and do better with both of these this coming week. So feel free to make some suggestions. I guess suggestions more than critiques, especially because I am trying. Um, I do like to be as organic as possible, but having a bit of an outline helps too sometimes. I guess some of this stuff, in one way or another, I do feel like it's stuff that I bring into my videos from time to time anyway, and in some cases it hasn't been that long. So I kind of feel like, and there's nobody here at the moment either. So I kind of feel like it's just kind of it isn't repeating myself. But and I am going to talk about afterwards. After all, and didn't she know? I wasn't on the page when I saw this, was I? but I connected it to it for some reason. Hmm. Anywho, I played a version of her singing a song. It was, I guess, a karaoke cover um, that a friend that had passed away had done, and you didn't like it. They said this matches this. Anywho, I'd be curious to do it with Pink's music because I know like she's one that comes to mind that I can think of where she's actually fine with it. She appreciates other talent, and most performers and musicians do. And so I've even heard her say a couple of times that that was better than her version. So I don't think she would mind. But you know, anyway. So just really quickly here, just for a few minutes. Not really sure exactly what it's gonna look like, but let's just see. And this is something that a lot of people relate with as well. I feel in one way or another. So but I mean, common worries, is what I was thinking with the other thing, like stuff about work, stuff about school, stuff about family, stuff about friends, mental health. I mean, most of us are dealing with this stuff in one way or another. So I mean, you know, certainly not, certainly not by yourself in it. That's for sure. Um, see, I'm trying to channel mode. And that's not what I'm trying to do when I do this. Um, right. Hi, Emily. How are you? Right as I do that, somebody tunes in, and I'm kind of familiar with you. How are you? Good to see you. Um, you still there? Because I think it's just being wonky. Stop. Um, funny. I was thinking of making a post, a non-video post, but then I just put it in here and somewhat talked myself out of doing it too. Yeah, I think this is the first live that you've caught. That's for sure. I do have to get lunch happening soon. It's going to be some. It's going to be simple. I know what it's going to be actually, and then I'm going to be out for a little bit. Um, I just hope that the wind kind of slows up a little bit. So it's otherwise supposed to be pretty nice out. So where in the world are you watching from, by the way? Um, whereabouts in the world do you live? I'm out here in Canada, near Edmonton. Um, and yeah, the reason I covered the screen right as you came in, although I'm not sure if you've seen me or just G in other videos, but was I was going to do a bit of a meditation thing on the spot, winging it. Um, and I thought seeing me might be distracting to some people, but then also not seeing me or seeing me through this thin veil may also be distracting or uncomforting. But a lot of meditations, I mean, they have certain imagery or whatever that they use. Um, I oh, whereabouts? And lucky you in the USA, eh? But I'm sure you're a proud American. um, we know how to, like G in the past had made photo slideshows, uh, but to insert them in the live, we're not sure. West Coast is also kind of vague, and it looks like you own horses as well. That's cool. I have another horse. She competes and stuff. She's got some sort of disability. Not you haven't really found out what yet, but she's able to ride her horse and do stuff, and that's cool. Um, so it's interesting. I may have, I think I did share, whether I want to share again, but I did share in a past video, kind of one of the very few Emilys I've known actually. And I guess here's the question. The question was not from Sacramento, California. I used to live in. Oh, well, that's funny. There's a guy I know, and I haven't been in the when we met in his chat for 2 or 3 days now, or very little the birthday. But there's a guy that I've been chatting with that follows a fellow musician who is in Sacramento. Um, and he's a model, actor, construction worker, and Max, he's quite amused by this, and so am I guess. um, and I think he plays a little bit of music as well. Do you have a song request, by the way? Would be happy to do it, but I guess you can't remember the name of the place in the West Coast. You were young, I guess, but you may or may not still remember. It says that nobody's watching, but you are obviously here, so that's cool. Are those numbers different now? And there's a star and a dollar sign, but it's the horse picture. You're the one I've talked with on my written post, right? And I remember I asked about those numbers, and it looks like they're different now. Interesting. So if I'm asking you a lot of questions, I'm just curious and trying to figure things out sometimes, So yes, I'm curious about those things. Also, if you have a song request. Also, if you prefer music in meditation or not, and I know these are a lot of questions, I'll stop in a moment and let you take some time with them. Also, what do you think would be important or great to incorporate in a meditation about heaven? And I know that could be a very deep type of approach or topic, but as I and Ray and many others also would say, we can feel the feels, we can allow the healing, we can allow for the beauty that can come from doing something like that to be with us. Man, I like how I put that. So while you're working on, any of those that stand out that you would like to answer and talk about, I'm going to see if I can think of a little bit to say on that. And then I will have to wrap up and put a bow on this in about 15, 20 minutes. Must make sure that I've been waiting for 2 or 3 days to go out and do my errands. So, and it's either not been the weather or I've wanted to, I knew that today was supposed to be nice, and it looks like the wind might be slowing down. Interesting. That makes me think of some people and some agencies. I don't know if I'm feeling that song, so feel free to make another. That's a little bit better. Oh, I love you. Well, I'm saying a lot of old classics. Nice, and they're coming fast. Mr. Sandman, give me the news. I'll try and do a full one in a moment. Do you like this idea of the? I don't know if you're a young person that likes old music like me, or if you're an older person who likes old music. But I definitely am familiar with a lot of these. I am curious, by the way. Do you like? Thanks for the like. Or no, I think that was there before you got here. Actually, I am curious, by the way, if you like this idea of a heavenly meditation. I don't like the idea of the fact that it says that there's no one watching when clearly there is, and it's done that before too. Yeah, there's the like. I appreciate it. And I'm guessing you probably already have subscribed and hit the notification bell. Also, I'm curious what your thoughts are on the topic of this video, because I said a little bit about it just a little bit before you tuned in, but I was hoping for some dialogue to get a bit more out of the topic, and there hadn't been much. So whether I do that today or gather some ideas to then do, but once I gather the ideas, I'm usually pretty eager to do them. This is your first time seeing me in a video, is that correct, by the way? I think you have definitely seen the posts, and I think you've seen G in a couple of videos and maybe just the piano. But yeah, I know that song. I can't remember who it's by at the moment, but I think it's the one that goes, "I want you to show me day after day." Yeah. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. I don't know how to. I don't know what that is or how to do it. It might take some practicing for me to do that, though. I like meditation music. It's always great. Usually, it's just a melody. See, I have tinnitus, so I sleep with it quite often. Um, which so it's hard for me not to associate even meditation. Is it's but it's not sleep. Especially when you're leading it, you kind of have to be awake. You can be relaxed, but you have to be awake. So yeah, I said some thoughts about that kind of earlier in this video, so maybe on the replay you can check that out. Um, but what I was also asking is, what do you think of the idea of a heaven themed meditation, and what should I include? And other than that, like I say, aside from that, like what the title of this video is, hopefully you can still see it or you remember it when you clicked in. Or maybe you didn't even process it. You're like, oh, he's live right now. Click. I'm so happy and excited. I love everyone. I love everyone's thought on heaven. Everyone's thoughts on heaven, I think is what you're saying. Cool. Yeah, I have definitely felt the presence of the other side, and maybe even could say I've had a couple of NDEs. Um, yeah, I am a little bit slow and tired though today, I must admit, and I want to make sure that I have my energy for my things later today. I'm not really associating with anybody. Well, mostly not other than my spouse. It's mostly just a couple of errands, but I'm going to be on foot. It's going to be, not just walking to the place, but walking in the place quite a bit, and then back with a bunch of stuff. So, uh, if you're trusted biking, no, the biking is going to, but I will say a couple more things though, um, and then if there's any other comments to look at, I'll look at them. But I will say though that I'm gonna wrap this up with things that you may already feel and know and that, or that you maybe haven't thought much about but maybe need to hear. And this is not so much channeling any specific loved ones too, but it's more so just when we think of I mean, it's very interesting actually. I was thinking of somebody because YouTube started showing me a game show that we used to both play a game of, and that I mean, I've been watching a lot of Price is Right. She's been in the audience of that. Do you feel like we? Do you feel like we do Peter Frampton? I want to say I know that, but I'm not sure if I do. You're really, really bringing in the song request. This is cool. Sorry if I'm not living up to it at the moment. Um, but yeah, I saw the last name Heaven either connected to someone or connected to someone who was connected to someone that another supposed to be. So that was kind of ironic. Um, Lunch is not going to take very long to heat up, but anyway, basically, they are happy. They do love you. They are still with you from the other side. It connects with the topic. Okay, can you elaborate on that a little bit? I'm not disagreeing. You're going to go outside for a bit or something? He's not in? Can you bring him down though? Because he's going to be up there when we go out this afternoon. Sorry? Well, that's possible. But I'm going to wrap up shortly, so I wouldn't mind. Then I want to get on with things. Hopefully, it's not too windy. No, I do think it agrees. Sorry about that. I do think it agrees with it connects with the topic. How I guess what I'm asking is, how do you connect it with the topic? I mean, I kind of, some of the stuff that I said before you tuned in, and you tuned in when you noticed and were able to. I understand that, but some of the stuff I said then, kind of, I think, kind of spoke to. You can always bring him to the front porch too. Spoke to uh, it a bit more. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's. I mean, because we all have the power and ability. We don't have to necessarily have a specific background, but you know, maybe I could even, if there was something I was going to repeat, we will reach out for other people's feelings. Well, I am very empathic. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, bring him out with you, please. Um, it's true, but we just make sure the gate's closed, of course, and I'll be with you shortly. Um, yeah, basically, yeah, I'm quite an empath. Um, it's a good trait, but it can be hard at times. um, but like what I'm struggling with, and I've only done it a few times, done meditations on here, and I mean, I do use the music sometimes because it sometimes helps you get in the mode or whatever. Not only both with what might come up, and that's whether you prepare it ahead of time or on the spot, but also just in general, especially with the theme. And I do kind of like it, and I think it sounds like you do too, of heaven. If I was to incorporate music, it doesn't really matter what track. A lot of them sound very similar, and they're all sleep tracks. Um, I would. Oh, really? You can't be doing that. Okay. I don't want to delay the errands too late into the day, but I'm just doing this, and then I'm heating up lunch, and then I'm ready. Okay. Well, we will be outside and enjoying it. I just. Okay. Go ahead. Uh huh. I mean, I could do them myself, but I can't do the one thing myself. I don't want to go there with groceries. Anyway, um, basically, yeah, I'm dealing with this kind of thought of like associating, talking about. Sorry, slowly go. Time distracting me. Oh, you found it. Kick it. Associating, talking about things like heaven with the music I use for my tinnitus to help me sleep. It's kind of like I'm, and for me, it isn't even hugely, maybe a little bit, but not even hugely a very okay. If I combine those two, I'll pass away. It's about G, or me doing so and leaving G and the dog, you know, if that makes sense. And he's in, he's out, he's in, he's out. Yeah, and that's the other thing. It's kind of like, you know, I so often feel like I'm in, and I'll address your comments in a moment here. I'm in limbo and wait mode. Like I take a step and then it's slow to move further if it does at all. Um, when I have the ability to do something, I like to do it as soon as I can for the most part. And so yeah, and then I don't have to think about it anymore. So yeah, I mean, and also, he doesn't seem to be understanding that, although we would probably do the other one first, he doesn't seem to be understanding that the store might not be super busy yet. It's only 11 o'clock on a Sunday. It might be, but some people are sleeping in or at church. I didn't state any of that, but I thought it was obvious. So anyway, and it is a weekend. Not that that hugely matters, but so anywho, yeah, we're operating on different schedules, and I mean, I guess I could go do the shopping myself, come back with it, and then we can go to the bank. I'm using a gift card. I don't need the money, but I thought and he doesn't really like the store, but I thought he might like to go there. So I don't know. We'll just have to see how much longer I'm doing this for. Eating might not be with him at lunch at this point. We'll have to just see. Blah blah blah. Sorry about the distractions. Oh, now I bring in the big, fancy, probably expensive instrument. We will see. So I'm like struggling in this moment right now, actually, too. You know, stores can be good. It's just grocery shopping. I got a gift card though, but it's a big fancy thing. People are gonna know. Sorry, I don't want to talk about it here though. Um, drinking drinks, getting caught drinking drinks can be all right. Getting caught doing wrong. Something specific on your mind on that area? Really understanding everything that happens in life. Oh, I understand not understanding things that happen in life sometimes. Eating too? What are you saying about eating? Too many rules? There can be. Or at least some of them are just stupid. I talked about that in one of my recent videos. I'm not sure which one, but it was probably 2 or 3 videos ago. Have to make music. Heaven has to have music. Yeah, well, Dancing in the Sky. Maybe I'll do that one to wrap things up in a moment. Because then I feel like the answer to the questions in the song are yes, thankfully, or at least to almost all of them. Do you know that song, by the way? Music, I have to have music. It has to have music. Things must be a dream. What are you saying with that? Most songs are good. Yeah, I would agree with that too. I appreciate all your comments, and I'm kind of following, but I know that some of them can only be so long, but most of them are one line. So it's kind of like they're a little bit vague, but I'm kind of following. Okay, well, maybe I'll do Dancing in the Sky. Well, in the song. I'll do Dancing in the Sky. We could talk about that song a little bit. And definitely very curious for a bit more elaboration on some of your comments, too. Um, do I want to go to the keyboard? I thought he was going to be doing chalk. He totally did not realize the plans for the day, and I really thought he did. Anyway, sorry. Uh, New hopes. I think I need some of those sometimes. I think I need to let some of my hopes go. I hope I don't, but I might. Although I did recently meet someone who might kind of help bring some of them back to the front, so to speak. Um, do I want to do Dancing in the Sky with a different genre? I mean, I don't even know what genre I'd say it has. Um, Personally, I have received, I feel, a lot of healing from heaven as much as I've also experienced a lot of pain, from having lost loved ones. At the same time, I would say that, okay, you're talking about the song. Well, it doesn't have to be very complicated. I think I see what you're saying, but um, so if I was to do it kind of uppity, some people would say uppity is not what I associate heaven and death with, and I would understand that. I would agree with it at some points, but I also would say, it's interesting. I was talking to G last night, actually, who's been playing around with different versions of Stairway to Heaven, and I thought, and he put a heart to the message. He was just playing at the time, and I decided just to write it to him. I mean, I live with him. I could have told him afterwards, but whatever. It's easier just to write it. But I says, maybe do a more kind of gentle version of it. Uh, because I don't know what people would think of this really fancy version. But why don't we go to the keyboard? I'll look at that. You can keep elaborating on your comments. I appreciate that and all the comments you're putting. And then I mean, it's almost been an hour. Not that I don't go for a long time sometimes, but I think probably by, I don't know what time it is there, but it's 11 o'clock here, and I should definitely be wrapped up by 11:25. Maybe at noon when people are out at lunch or at home having lunch or whatever, the store won't be that busy. And like I say, I don't necessarily have to go to the bank first. And maybe he could be involved in part of that trip. Like I could get a head start on the way. He could meet me there, and then we could go. Although we don't really want to go to the bank with all of our groceries. Like, although if we had, or Well, I guess I don't need to go to the bank with him. I could come with what I have. He could keep what he has with him. He does a lot of physical and is in good shape, and then he could just give me some of that money and put the rest in. So that works, I think. Sorry, I'm just kind of planning out my day. Apparently, I needed to do so a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to go to the keyboard. But I would like to, I can't do anything. He's got to do that. Okay. Oh, and I should plug in my tablet. I'm just going to tell him very quickly something. 3 hours earlier there. Well, I didn't know any of the states were 3 hours different than us. But I don't know everything either. I just pretend. So in a little while, but I'm still doing stuff. That wind is really turning me off. This day is not going as planned. But the sun came out a little bit more as I said it. But yeah, so I guess we'll have to see. But I also want to take the nails some days. But yeah, we'll have to. Like I said, we can deposit your check. Right. I have that gift card, so I don't really need cash. But yeah, I'd like to use that before I lose it, and also let's use it. Anyway, okay. So, always leaves his shoes and his backpack in the way. Message retracted. I'm not sure if that was intentional or what the message was. I feel like I may have seen it, but I'm not sure. And I did think that. Oh, that's a question I can't answer. I did mean to plug this in though. I don't really have a favorite. Sorry. That was almost bad. I'm walking past the fridge with the tablet in my hand, and just a moment. Sorry, I'm away from the screen for a moment. Where are my damn socks? I wore them earlier, then I probably put them here. I had the tablet in my hand, walked past the fridge, almost popped it out of my hand onto the tile flooring. Yeah. I don't choose favorites that way. There are songs I like and songs I don't like, and I often don't. I have a hard time thinking of song requests myself. It's very cool that you are pretty good at thinking about them. Come into the live streams more often, eh? And then I don't know if you're busy with work or school or one or both, but yeah, sometimes I'm sitting here waiting for suggestions, and at times, like I say, there's a lot on YouTube, and some people judge too quickly or get so easily distracted or whatever. It's like sometimes I'm just sitting here waiting. It's like they're not coming to me, and nobody's giving me any. Okay. Well, I'm agnostic myself. That's how I feel like I would identify these days. So I mean, not judging religion. Don't feel super strong one way or. I have strong feelings on both sides of things. I guess that's what it is. But I'm a very diverse, free-spirited person, and sometimes I struggle with filter. I focus on animal rescues, and I used to be a nurse's aide. Oh, well, that's good. That's good. Are you still working in medical, or not a job everybody can do? That's for sure, even as an aide. An animal rescue is also good. As far as loose cats, some of them are just outdoor cats. How do you catch them anyway? And they could have claws, but then dogs could bite. And we also don't have a vehicle. There was a big dog loose for a few hours in our area. I didn't, not sure what okay, I think I know what you're saying when you say that, but not entirely sure. I thought, well, we have our dog, and we don't drive. Better if somebody that drives can catch him. And they did. And hopefully he got back to the owner. But it didn't have a collar on or a tattoo. I don't know if they just got it. It wasn't very thoughtful. I don't know. Anyway, so I know that the spinny wheel thing works. Yeah. So I'm just looking through the styles on this keyboard to see. I'm certainly being slower than I had intended to be today. But that's okay. Like I say, it's really quite windy. I don't know how he's enjoying. I mean, but it's sunny out. It's blue sky. I really don't know how he's enjoying sitting up there. But I don't really want to be walking in the wind, especially carrying a bunch of stuff. It's annoying. You have an idea of what your day is going to look like, and then, it's supposed to be like 12 degrees, our Canadian metric, I think it was supposed to be, maybe even 14 for early November. That's really good. Sunny, but then I did see 50-kilometer winds. 40 in the early afternoon, so that I think it was early afternoon, so that might be better. But, we have a bit of routine, and we probably want to get dinner in, and we probably want to get, well, yeah. Anyway. But I don't know. Maybe there'll still be time, because we have something set for around 7, and I think she's usually pretty prompt, but she's coming here. We have something set for around 7 tonight. But we still might, even if it's pushed back a little bit, get everything in. So I'm going to flash a book at you with some titles if anything jumps out. And it looks like it's reading accurately too. If you have any favorite classical pieces, I might be able to bring G in. Well, it helps me feel organized. Doesn't always work, but... Now, as far as Dancing in the Sky, and I'm not sure if you're familiar with that song, I'm scrolling through the styles, and I found something about the West Coast. And it was funny, I was talking about Compass Talk earlier today. It's like lots of places, everywhere has north, south, east, west, more than one of them. I know a lot of people talk that way. I don't. So I don't know even what West Coast means, to be honest. Although West Virginia, I guess, West Philadelphia, born and raised. And we got someone else here now. I mean, you've been here the whole time when it was saying 0, but now we got someone else. But there is a style called West Coast pop here. And also, welcome, by the way. What does it sound like? Tell me, what does it look like in heaven? Does it look like in heaven? I don't know if that works or not. Is it peaceful? Is it free like they say? Does the sun shine bright forever? Have your fear and your pain gone away? Yeah, yeah. I don't have the chords in front of me, so but I kind of. Here on earth, everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, and I hope you're dancing in the sky. And I hope you're singing in the angels' choir. And I hope the angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice up in heaven since you arrived. Art and invention. Forgetting the words at the wrong stuff. Tell me, is it music? Is there art and invention? Is it peaceful? Is it free like they say, does the sun shine bright forever? Just for a moment, have your view and you hang on away. Hey, yeah. 'Cause here on earth, everything's different. There's an emptiness. Oh, I hope you're dancing in the sky. And I know you're singing in the angels' choir. I hope the angels know what they have. I don't know what they think. I bet it's so nice up in heaven since you arrived. Since you arrived. Backing track kind of worked. Some people may have thought it was a bit too uppity, but I wasn't looking for something that would fit exactly either. So I didn't realize that some of the chords were in that order. Just going to open this briefly. Is there no rain in the forecast, I guess? No? Oh, look at you guys. Today? I didn't see that. It'd be a little silly to drop that. Yeah, a little bit of a breeze nice on a really hot day, but not on a. Did you? So you hadn't heard it before? I think. I mean, like the song. How about my version? Yeah, there's 4 people there briefly, but I realized that was probably not my best musically, but I don't think it was my worst. I honestly, since I've been musical most of my life, I would say, and I had some natural ability, I would say I've never done my worst. I've done better than other times, sometimes. I don't remember it. Okay. Danny and Lizzie. And we got a second person here. Keep the song request coming. Maybe I'll do 1 or 2 more, and then I really should try and at least get to the next thing today, which is at lunch. So it doesn't really, which is lunch at home. It doesn't really matter if it's windy outside, and then we'll go from there. There is another song I kind of thought of. How does it go again? It's a bit of a trigger, but for me. And that's what this video is kind of about, is kind of talking through those things, right? Sometimes. And what is for me might not be for you, but that's some grand piano sound. Too Much Heaven, Gibb. That's a song? I don't know it yet. They don't have to be heaven themed, as long as they're not hell themed. Living easy, living free. Got a ticket on a one-way train. Hey, mama, all G, it's all G. Look at me. I'm afraid they're gonna do their thing. No, that's not the. That's the second time this week, or maybe even the third, that I've confused that song. I'm trying to sing "It's a Long Way to the Top if you wanna rock and roll." It's a long way to the top. I'd have to if I pulled up the chords, I'd be fine with that one. But I'm confusing it with that other song. Well, you can tell by the way. Staying Alive. Do I want to do that one? Maybe, possibly. Let me get the tablet. You're like, let me show up and do your things. Oh, I don't know what to do. Second person here. I'm just worried that some of the regulars or other people might tune in and start saying things. And it's not that I'm against that, but I I can't energy wise and because of my Born to Be Alive. What song is that? I mean, I know that's maybe the song. Sometimes I wonder if I am. Anyway, but who's that by? Because life can sure sting, and then you say G. But it's a fun song. It is really good warm, just so you know. But yeah, because the regulars, some of them aren't shy, and it's like, oh, you just got here, and then just watch the playback. I mean, hey, it's not a terrible thing. It's just maybe not quite as engaging, but they can comment afterwards, and they can engage with them then too, right? So, make this big because I'm getting old. It won't make it big. I'll have to bring it closer then. Patrick Hernandez. Okay, I'll have to look into that. I know Patrick's mother passed away recently, but I don't know him real well. But he's that being said, he's in the family, blended family. But you can tell by the way you kind of some people may find it unkosher. It's okay. And look the other way and try to understand. Funny song, isn't it? But actually, I just realized that has a different context since a certain thing. Not other Bee Gees songs. I don't actually feel like I know that many of them. I would love to just. I guess I kind of get with this guy. You like the song? I can't remember if he said much about my version of it, but I definitely would like to do one more kind of oomph song to finish this off with a grand finale. What's some good grand finale song? Jimi Hendrix, Little Wing. I've heard of that. Is that right? I don't know if I player song. I'm a great player song. Great song player, I think is what you mean. And thank you. Play a piano. Certainly not a player. But that does make me think of a song. But I do like your taste in music, so keep them coming. And I probably find one more to finish this off with. Then I'm going to have my curly fries and my pizza bite thingies. And then hopefully get my errands done. But I'm not feeling too confident about it. It's pissing me off. Let me just quickly look and see what the weather's supposed to be like this coming week. I mean, tomorrow and the next day are not bad necessarily, by the looks of it. Even Wednesday's okay. It's all the same, ironically, and thankfully it's that number, not another one. But Wednesday's a bit cloudier. It looks like I'm going to be having a rainy birthday. Starts off not super windy, and then it gets windy. Doesn't say there's any wind on Tuesday. So it's all a matter of how my arthritis is, how I feel on those days, and I can go nice and early then if I want to. Might not be able to buy a bunch, but I don't have to use the card all at once. I really don't. And then also, we can place our other order before then, which I was thinking of doing anyway. So because it's gift card, that's really the only reason why I want to do that. I mean, it's fun to shop in person sometimes. We don't do that very often. They were Derek and the Cliff of Dover. Oh, thanks. I almost heard in a TV show, I almost heard them sing Happy Birthday to You, Sue. But they didn't. And I mean, it was a comedy. I didn't know how the song goes. Happy birthday to you, so and so. Happy birthday, dear so and so. Oh, right. Sorry. I've only heard it 38 years, 39 years. I don't know that Leah Derek song. And I'm sure I've heard of that other one, but I don't. Sultans of Swing. Dire Straight, done bye bye. Did you catch that? God is love, right? I do think a little bit of Marty with this one, but and again, I should focus on, just want to get doing some music here, and obviously a very musical mood, and it's an easy thing to feel, but and there was one I mentioned a little earlier, and I already forgotten that one, but I used to know an accordion player that I think did this song, and I've not been in touch with him. And I remember one reason, and the other reasons were just that he was odd. Like, I mean, say, I don't want to give anything away because it was something that he did for a number of years, not necessarily personally me, but that I knew that he did, was kind of unique, I think, and it may kind of be a bit more specific about, where I live, which I don't want to do. But he, there were times when he kind of came to my rescue when I needed a ride to something, or needed a ride home from something. And I knew him for a number of years. He also knows another former friend, and that one was that she just wasn't kind of respecting something I was kind of exploring in that. But and so I think that I'm past that until I realized, Sultans of Strings. I'm not saying that I shouldn't do it. I'm just saying that I'm thinking of a couple of former connections, and connections matter to me. Sometimes we aren't able to keep certain people in our lives, but even when we know that it's best not to, it can still be hard to do that, especially when you've known them for a number of years, right? Thoughts on that? Suggestions? But I'll try and do Sultans of the Swingers. Watermelon Sugar, I know. Watermelon and Easter. Hey. Frank Zappa, I've definitely heard of. It's Joe Chairs like hell, but more when I have my hair down. Hotel California, I think of an X. And kind of right. But other than that, it's one of those ones people used to ask about all the time. Freebird, I saw a movie about that recently. I was talking about the other day. It's BYRD, I think, though. Feel free to check it out. It's free on YouTube. Yes, great friend. I think I know what you're saying, but I'm not entirely sure. I agree. Some are just, you're reminding me a bit of myself, and I'm not complaining necessarily, but you're just very quick in the chat, and some of it is that you're doing, short comments each one. But For the Love of God, is that a song? Some are just in our lives for a short time. As I sometimes say, I think, we always got to work on trying to communicate, trying to empathize and understand and really be present sometimes. I hate to use that phrase because the present's ever changing and it's very hard to do, I find. But, if you have those things, those are the qualities for a good friend. Somebody who's avoidant about a situation that's come up, is trying to shrug it off and move on when it needs to be kind of looked at. That is a hard one. But at the same time, I'm happy to be doing a podcast that's doing well, so there's that too. So I could do Hotel California. Not that long ago, I did Freebird. It's in and around the Dawn interview. Stevie Vai for the... Okay, I would definitely have heard of him. Stevie Ray Vai, I believe it is, ironically. But I don't know that song. Okay, so I'm gonna do Sultans of Swing, and then I'm gonna do another one that I've been getting into lately. But I'm gonna turn the heat down a little bit because I'm hot, and I may not have the oven on shortly. You're like, you sure are hot. Hey, your work, not mine. I mean, big this stuff. Just getting started though. So, remind me, I want to do "Dreamer" by Ozzy in a moment. But first, I'm going to do Sultans of Swing. I'm going to try it. I'm not super familiar with playing it, but I know it. I know of it. It's got a B flat in it, so it looks like it's going to be the piano. Now, the other thing that I can do with this is, I don't know much of this stuff. Crazy Train, I never realized for so many years that it's actually kind of a mental health theme in the song, And, he definitely had his struggles, right? And rip him, I ain't him once, actually. But the Dreamer one is a really nice, mellow one. And I maybe know one or two of his other stuff. But now for Sultans of Swing, I don't know if I should do this with this one that I've never really actually played before. But part of me wants to play with the styles again. And, carrying from where we left off, maybe this one. I'll have to press the things again. I'm just winging this here, so I don't know if that works, that style. That's apparently hip-hop light. Shiver in the dark and it's raining in the park, but meantime, south of the river you stop and you hold out everything. A band is blowing Dixie, double 4 time. You feel alright when you hear the music ring. Da da da, da da. Now you step inside, but you don't see too many faces. I've never looked at the verticals in this song, by the way. Coming in out of the rain, hear the jazz go down. But competition in other places. But the horns, they blow that sound. Way down south, London town. Sorry. That was it. It's a real experiment. Check out Guitar George. He knows all the chords, so sure to see. Monty is strictly rhythm. He doesn't want to make it cry or sing. They say an old guitar's all that he can afford. Ready gets up under the light to play his thing. I'm so glad you helped me do my musical thing. First, and Harry doesn't mind if he doesn't make the scene, but I do. He's got the daytime job, and he's doing all right, but I don't. He can play the honky tonk like anything, saving it up for a Friday night. Finally, with the Sultans of Swing, Sultans of Swing. even faster, maybe. Sultans of Swing. A lot of verses. I don't even know the songs. I'm going to stop because there's a lot of verses. And I want to do a couple more songs, I think. I'm not sure if that was really working very well either. But I'll definitely keep that one open to maybe do it again later when I have more time. Dreamer I wanted to do. I know Lowrider, but not Slow Rider. Fortunate Son takes me back to high school. Sweet Home Alabama kind of does too. I like it, doing great, thank you. Hideaway and See the Light, I don't know. Telegraph Road. Dire Gay, I mean straight. Yeah, I think I know that one too. I've heard of it. Definitely a lot of good songs in here. Sweet Home Alabama. And then there's, of course, What's His Face, because he's already famous. He was able to kind of add it to his own song. All Summer Long. You know this Dreamer song by Ozzy out of curiosity? I'll definitely keep some of those in mind for future, though. I don't know if you might find this Disciples doing something on it. And what is that face? I thought it was called Telegraph Hill. Fantastic. No, I don't know it, but great. Okay, it's a really sweet, uplifting, hopeful, optimistic, good message kind of song. I played it a few times. I'd love to bring him in this week, but he's doing something else right now. But it would really sound... We've done that before, though. Yeah, he's just started. If he's not minding the wind, he's just started what he's doing up there. I don't want to disrupt him. Now, what I haven't done, because we didn't have the keyboard then, we haven't had it for that long, is play with the styles again. So, from there, we got, let's see here. And I mean, it's such a nice song. I almost hate to do this with it. But it's making my own cover version, being creative, having fun. You know? Even if it's just a simple club beat. I don't like that drum. Too drummy. Mellow hip hop? Isn't that what we're doing? Let's give this Euro trance. Dream dance. That would make sense. Let's try this. Happiness just like heaven. Yeah. I think this is the one that has a really nice outro with it built in too. It's gonna slow down a little bit. Gazing out the window at the roadside, wondering how the earth would survive. I think it works. The drums might be a little bit distracting. If you don't mind saying your age, I'm just curious. I'm almost 40 myself. I'm just trying to figure out what age I'd be giving. That's the wind blowing the house. I'm not going anywhere today. I don't think it's supposed to be less windy and almost as nice in the coming week. So, although I do need to go there with I might bring the boat cards. He'll have to do that himself. He'll bring his bike in. Cinderella, I just heard that on a game show question recently. Okay, let's do this. We got two of you here. One of you's being a bit shy, but I'm glad that you're here watching and enjoying. And I just feel like, as nice as that is, like it might be too wild. But if it's the one I'm thinking of, let me just see if it is. I'll just show you the cool outro. One of the longest ones I've found. Go. Isn't that nice? But I'm not sure if the actual effect Latin. lot of them have quite a drum beat, especially until you do this. So this is a mellow Ozzy song. Just to settle on a thing to do the song, I'm going to do it. Holy smokes, you're the first one in ages that's really going wild with the song requests. But hey, I don't mind it. Sorry I haven't done very many of them, but I've done a couple, right? Easy. Oh, this is as loud as it goes, unfortunately. I wouldn't mind a little louder myself. Easy. Gazing out the window at the world outside, wondering will Mother Earth survive, hoping that mankind feeling sometimes easy in others. Telepathically. Gee, I don't like that style. So I'm being picky. I appreciate your patience with me. Yellow Rose of Texas. I feel like I should know that one. I know there's Tie a Yellow Ribbon. Let's try this one. I know it's a little bit different than the original, but that's the creativity. That's adding a kind of spin to it. You can look up the original. I'm not telling you can't. In the year 2525, Ager and Evans. Is that another song? I'm going to slow it down a little bit. Let's give this a try. Gazing out the window at the world outside, wondering will Mother Earth survive, hoping that mankind will stop abusing her sometime. After all, there's only just the two of us, and here we are fighting for our lives, watching all the history repeat itself time after time. I'm just a dreamer, I dream my life away. I'm just a dreamer. Now the other person left. Dream the better days. This looks like I watch the sun go down like every one of us, hoping that the dawn will bring a sign. Hoping that better places looking after us, that come after us this time. I'm just a dreamer, I dream my life. Folklore away, it's different. I'm just a dreamer, dreams of better days. Higher power made me God or Jesus Christ. It doesn't really matter to me. Without each other's help, there ain't no hope for us. I'm living in a world of fantasy. Oh, yeah. Now do some guitar. I like that. Only we find serenity. It would be nice if we could live as one. When will all this anger, hate, and bigotry be gone? Am I just a dreamer? I dream my life away today. That's a very powerful line for me, but all of it is. I'm just a dreamer who dreams a better day, a better way. Just a dreamer. I dream my life away. Lots of artists get together and they do different cover versions from the original. So, yeah, that kind of worked, I think. And feel free to check out the original as well. I'm curious, do you upload content, Emily? And yes, I might like to do. I know the dog just settled down here and things have been shuffled around a little bit. Where's the shuffle style? I feel like it could be coming up in this. We got the twists. So you say that I am 3 hours earlier than you, so it's like 2 something there. Got much going on today? I mean, part of me thinks, if it's nice weather, enjoy it, because, I mean, you may not get winters like us, but you rewatch. What do you mean? We were talking about watches earlier today and how they're still kind of popular, and how one store with the time change wanted to change all their clocks. I don't think people will care that much when they're shopping, and then they can change them. I was like, oh, cool. Maybe that could be a job, but it's like it's very tedious and, precise. And oh, you do. Oh, like you've been doing this, quite a bit. I had no idea. I mean, maybe you've given likes or whatever afterwards that I've not noticed. A lot of them, unfortunately, just get views after. They don't get comments or likes much afterwards. But so you're always welcome to comment on them. I really do appreciate your chatting and your comments, and that's cool. So I guess this is not the first live. It's the first live maybe, but it is actually, unless it's been with G. But it's not the first time that you've actually seen me, so that's cool. Van Halen Judgment. Curious about that. I've done a couple of videos recently about Judgment, live streams. One of them, I mean, you may have seen them, given what you just said. One of them was just a couple of days ago, and one of them was a while back before that. And the one a couple of days ago, it wasn't necessarily in the title, but it came up anyway, as things sometimes do. Wouldn't mind going over there and playing a bit of guitar. I'm worried about turning our furnace off completely. It's an old boiler, and I don't want it to malfunction and have to worry about replacing it, and that would be expensive. But yes, I'm going to go over there, maybe play a bit of guitar, a couple songs maybe. Some of the ones you're mentioning at the moment, I'm not knowing. I don't know. And G. Sunny is laying there now. But, and then we'll have lunch and we'll go from there, I guess. It's not like, there's a lot of planning to do ahead of time for these things I got to do later. And it's not like, and maybe he can even do one today if he wants. I just don't. They will be accomplished this week. I must tell myself that. It's really hard when, when your plans change on you. I've got to show you the coolest thing, and this was part of my plans, and I'm having it now. Well, I got to show you the coolest thing, by the way. This is some of what I was going to have for lunch. We bought them thinking they were onion rings, or at least that's what I thought they were when I saw them in the freezer, and they've been sitting there for a little while. But look at these stretchy things. Look at how long. Well, you're suggesting it, so I guess that says that you don't mind if it's a bit of a love song. I see where you're going with the theme there, by the way, but, sometimes when people say, yeah, it's a curly fry. When people say, else think nightmare, and that's not pleasant. I don't like to be associated with that kind of stuff. You must listen to a lot of music every day. Do you have any favorite classical pieces out of curiosity. They can get G in. He's been out there, Lana. But also non-classical, because I'm non-classical. Born to be Alive. I must check that out. I'm thinking Born to be Wild. I'm still not sure what those numbers and now the star and the dollar sign's all about either, but has me curious, man. Definitely. Defiantly. So I flash our dog from... Oh, that's not a flash our dog. Hi, Sonny. I was going to show him on the screen, but he backed up a little bit. Vivaldi Spring. Ooh, that's a really unique suggestion. Even though, G might be a little bit sad that it's not spring anymore. Oh, which reminds me of the Maxi song, and I might miss it for the third time, although I don't know if he started it yet, and he sometimes starts it later, but springtime, fa la 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 la. I'm just wondering if he knows any Vivaldi at all. Actually, I forgot that was a band. I don't know what I thought it was. Probably doesn't involve either. Hi. Oh, good. Oh, man. Yeah, my errors have been rearranged. I'm surprised the split hasn't. Take a true Polly. No, I don't mean it in that way, but this is where Polly is handy, Like maybe my other partner would drive. You know what I mean? Or would doesn't mean he's not important. Or so let's look at some of that for a moment. I'm just gonna give our dog something to distract himself with. I thought I was being slow, and I was, but this is so come almost dropped down. So I'm just adding a colder water to a warmer water. So you don't got much going on today, eh? I'm glad that you're here keeping me company at least. What's the weather like where you're at? I think you said you're in West Virginia, is that right? Or Wyoming? As far as Vivaldi, he says that Vivaldi never wrote anything in for piano, and that's what he plays classical on for the most part. And I think classical stuff is a bit harder to transpose from one, or it requires transposition. Oh, Sacramento. I kind of hate to mention him, but I don't know if I should say his name. All I know is his last name. But do you know a construction worker who does modeling, music, and acting in Sacramento? He's done some theater, and I don't know what else he's acted in, but and his last name is kind of ironic considering some of the stuff we're talking about. Moonlight Sonata, he definitely does. If you want to go to our channel and search for that, you might be able to find that specifically, possibly with photos that G has taken in the slideshow. Like I said, we don't know how to do them live, but I guess I don't know how he did them before. I never did them as well. But I tried to bring him in. Well, he said what he said about Vivaldi. I otherwise tried to bring him in and didn't succeed. I know he's not going to agree with that one thing, but it's true. I'm going to wait to multitask for a moment here, and hopefully the toggling won't freeze things up. But I'm just going to wait till I see a comment that makes me think of a lot of things to say so I can multitask. So sorry if my eyes are a little bit funny as I do so. Arabesque number 2 in E major. I don't know how he's comfortable in that wind. It's really windy. 50. Like I say, 50-kilometer wind. Hi. Just letting you know that the upcoming is a lot of gospel. Just so you know. I'll do it. It is unfortunately on the laptop, but that can be done over there. Now, Sonny, I gave you something going. Sorry, talking to the dog. Yeah, so I do feel like you probably know some of those. Well, I know he goes by Ripner on here. You have stuff that you're going to have to bring in, but we got somebody who's asking about Arabesque number 2 in E major for Elise, which they recorded a Beethoven movie here. Midsummer Night. I'm sorry? I think the one by JPC, I think I know that one. Okay, just make. Okay, you got that instrument. Just your coffee and the other stuff, I guess, at this point. Swan Lake, my favorite for today. I don't know if that's a phrase or the name of a song. I've heard of Swan Lake. Toccata in D minor. She knows a lot.
That's for the pipe organ. And
Just a moment.
I don't know that one.
Anyway, I'm not going to do my errands today. If you feel like you want to go to bed, have at it. It's less windy and almost as nice Monday or Tuesday. So unfortunately,
Okay. That's
too hard to walk in this.
I'll say that Arabesque.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think some of these things she's suggesting I may not have heard you do very much. This girl is very good at suggesting all kinds of music. Well, yeah. Sorry, I don't mean to be whatever saying this girl. Wow. So you're just in you. It sounds like you are, but you sound like yeah. I'm happy to be past that. I actually did a bit of Christmas music yesterday, and I plan to do more. But yeah, and actually, I had an easy play Beethoven book back when I was younger, and I've actually probably played that song, and I'm not even classically trained. Now it looks like I was watching, but sometimes it does that. What's close to Sacramento? Oh, okay, you are. Cool. Wonder if that's where what's his name is walks around in. Definitely parts of LA. Too much of a man. I should be able to remember what parts, but I don't at the moment. Blue Danube, he definitely does. You still there? Can't tell. Yes, you tell. Are you there, Emily? He came inside just for you to do this. And for me. Okay. I'm not big about blues. That's an old blues song, though. A lot of it's old. Technical issue. How great. Haven't plugged in that long, but people get this. Somebody wants to try this one. Yeah, get something. talk about that sometime. Oh, sorry, I didn't have that adjusted very well. Just wasn't made for these times. Beach Boys relate very much to that. I found it really quickly. I can't believe how quickly you found that. Just kind of looking at what's in view here. Whoops, and it just went out of view, but I'm curious about it, so I'm gonna. I was just asking you to slow down on the suggestions. I'm feeling surprisingly a little bit overwhelmed, but maybe because I'm trying to focus on some other things and I'm a little tired. But I really do appreciate it. Mozart Symphony Number 40 in G minor.
Well, a lot of these things, unless there's been a piano transcription.
Is that for Elise?
Yes.
Ironic. But yes, definitely really just wasn't made for these times. But here I am having to live in them sometimes, Both in the wrong era sometimes. But I don't know, in some ways it's a better era. Right? I was just listening to Beach Boys recently. That was ironic. Diamonds and Pearls, Prince. Oh, okay. Rich as hell, but I do love that See Teach Your Children song. Iron Horse Distressed. Ooh, that doesn't sound good. somebody says the lid on the deck stayed down, but if you were to put one on your coffee, it may not have. Something has fallen in your coffee, and you should gather up your stuff. And actually, it looks like it could rain, so it's kind of pointless to do anything else. I'm surprised you didn't see that. But certainly, I didn't think it was predicted. You said it midnight, but it looks like it could be sooner than that.
Oh wow, it sure suddenly covers.
I know. So yes, gather that stuff
I'll have to keep it
and call it a day. I could tell what's supposed to come earlier just to get that done, but I didn't want to nap. So. But we could still, if we wanted to, like, do a nap by 1, 2, 2:30. If we wanted to tell it to come by 4.
Why don't we just leave things the way that they are?
And we can
Anyway,
get it
all
done.
of this is rolling right
Sorry.
now. So
Yes.
why don't we?
So thanks for being Emily, and anyone else can just afterwards. And I think we'll wrap this up for now. But take care. Talk to you again sometime. And yeah, don't be shy on the other videos. Happy to hear from you. Okay, bye.